Hello, germs and assorted ladies and or gentlemen and or other who are beautiful, sentient beings that probably most of whom in this the best universe uh
Hmm.
will never hear this podcast, but the grace and favor of this glorious timeline through me reaches out to
Mm.
you. So I'm Jeff. My
Hey,
friend
for one,
David.
welcome our gray overlords.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Yes. Who may or may not be ascended humans from ancient civilizations that may or may not have existed, according to the Smithsonian. Um,
I think this is funny.
oh boy, this went
This is
Y
good.
files. This went Y files.
Oh man.
Oh, if I was gay, I'd have a poster of him in my room. Just saying, he's he's
Wow,
such a
Jeff.
he's such a kind and generous man. I'm
But
sorry.
Jeff, what's this podcast?
This podcast is going to be a departure from not only sanity, but also our standard programming. This, David had an inspiration based off the last one, and I don't think I can. This is content that we've already viewed. But the defining nature of it is that it is actually truly accidentally made content. I made a your mom joke or something along those lines. It contributed to the prompt, and what came about was, uh, in the words of uh, what's his Jeff Bridges from the remake of Tron, digital jazz, man. Uh, because that's what happened. Digital jazz. And I don't
Fun
even know if we
fact,
should read the
that is
prompt.
not a remake.
Oh,
That
that's
is
true.
that
You're
is
right. It's a
not a
sequel.
remake.
Oh, my bad. My bad.
Because they confirmed that the third one is actually going to happen.
Oh,
Like they actually said Tron Ares is in production,
what?
and they're saying they're actually giving it a fair shake.
Praise,
Like, yes.
praise Disney, I guess.
Praise praise Disney. I know, for finally getting off their butts. Yep.
Oh.
Yep, on August 9th, 2024, Disney showcased the first footage for the movie at D23 Expo. The end of the footage, the title card of the film, also revealed that the score would be composed by the industrial rock band Nine Inch Nails. I am so excited for this.
Ooh.
So,
Ooh.
yes, it exists, Jeff. It's real.
Oh, that's exciting.
Oh, I hate to do this, but I think it's right. If you haven't listened to some previous episodes, Jeff,
Mm.
um, you have not warned me when I've gone underwater when I'm reading out content.
Oh, shoot.
Uh, Jeff's ADHD hyper predictive word predictive analysis. David Simuraculum in Jeffrey Blaisdell's mind was filling in the gaps,
Shoot.
and it is completely indecipherable what I am saying at a
Oh,
couple of points in previous episodes.
no.
for,
Dang
for,
it.
for a solid 5 seconds.
Oh,
I mean, from context, I could tell you were following along, but yeah, so
no one
fair
else.
warning.
No one else.
No one else could tell what you were laughing
Oh,
at, Jeff.
oh no.
So, when I go underwater because this weird connection happens, just remember to have me repeat stuff.
Okay, all right. Especially since you're reading.
Alrighty.
Oh,
So, No prompt warning. Besides, it just started as a joke to get Jeff's prompt thing.
Yeah.
He told it last time 500 words for the previous episode of the Joe Rogan Velociraptor episode.
Yes.
I told it to bump up to 700, as well as modify some of the temperature, the mood of the episode. And then, um, yeah, Jeff had a suggestion, and it went good. It went good. So here it is. In the dimly lit confines of the Joe Rogan Experience studio, Joe Rogan could hardly contain his excitement. And I'm not going to do any voices because I have no idea how to make them work in this episode. But Joe Rogan could hardly contain his excitement. Jamie, this is going to be wild, he said. I've had all kinds of guests, but a sentient velociraptor? That's next level. Jamie grinned as he adjusted the sound levels. The views are going to be insane. The door swung open and in stepped Velox, 6 feet tall, deep green and brown scales, piercing eyes full of intelligence. But what made this guest truly unique wasn't just that she was a velociraptor. She was my mommy.
Oh, oh. I have heard this already.
Ah,
We this is true accidentally made content. We're sorry for the departure, but uh
oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. It still hits hard. But she was my mommy.
mm,
Velox, welcome to the show, Joe greeted, extending a hand. Velox studied the gesture before carefully offering a claw. Thank you, Joe. Her voice was deep, almost soothing. I gotta say, I never thought I'd talk to a dinosaur, let alone one who raised a human child, Joe said, shaking his head in amazement. How did that happen? Velox settled into her custom built chair, her tail curling around the base. It's a long story. Humans created me through genetic engineering, hoping to unlock the mysteries of intelligence and evolution. Something unexpected happened. An experiment enhanced my mind beyond their expectations. I gained awareness, reason, and emotions.
no,
And by the way,
no.
that pause is baked in there. It's a dot, 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 right in there. So really wants to get it across. Joe leaned in. And that's when you found him? Velox nodded. Yes, a failed experiment, left behind, a human child. You. I watched from behind the cameras, my heart tightening at her words. I had no intention of being a mother, she continued, her voice softer. But instincts are a powerful thing. Joe, he was helpless, alone. Something in me knew he was mine to protect. Jamie let out a low whistle. That's incredible. Joe grinned. Okay, serious question. What do you eat? Velox let out a low chuckle. I've adapted. While I still enjoy meat, I've developed a taste for plant based foods as well. Your son introduced me to tofu.
Oh,
The only time in the story it calls the child Joe Rogan's son. I don't know what whoopsie was about. Your son introduced me to tofu.
mm,
Oh boy. A vegan raptor, Joe laughed. Now I've heard everything.
mm,
They spoke about evolution, intelligence, and the nature of family.
mm,
Velox described raising a human child in secret,
mm.
how she learned about human culture through stolen books and late night radio.
Oh,
When my wife Cynthia was on the phone, did you hear her, Jeff, when I read out that part?
no, I didn't.
She she said, "So this velociraptor learned human culture from NPR."
Oh, yes, yes, I did hear that. I heard your reaction. Yes. Well, okay. I can't not say this. I know I'm interrupting the flow here, but the thing in my mind is that I'm thinking that they are still on one of the islands and this is happening. So it's not that she's like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles like hiding in the sewers from humans. She's trying to hide him from
Yes.
other velociraptors. So she's stealing books from like the library, if there was a library or whatever on the island, and bringing and she's having to
I
learn
love it.
English while raising a human child, and then it's basically like a Tarzan kind of thing, you know? Like
Oh,
that's how I'm
yeah.
imagining it.
And Joe Rogan would come to visit from time to time to
Yeah.
raise his son.
No, no, not to raise him, just to teach him MMA so that, he can.
That's it.
That's it. That's the only, that's it. That's it.
And that's the
Or,
only thing. Your son. My mommy. Do you ever regret it? Joe asked, raising him. Veloc's gaze flicked to me. Never. Joe sat back thoughtful. You could send a message to humanity. What would it be? Velox paused. Cherish your world. Cherish each other.
uh,
Life is fragile, yet extraordinary.
oh my
Must be
God.
nurtured, not taken for granted. Silence filled the studio.
Oh.
Wow, Joe finally said. That's powerful. As the episode wrapped, I stepped forward. Velox's sharp eyes softened as she looked at me. Are you ready to go, my son? I nodded. Joe and Jamie watched us leave, still in awe. World would talk about this episode for years, but for me, it was just another day with my mommy. So I followed it up. I followed it up to ask ChatGPT how old this child is.
Yes. Yes.
And ChatGPT says the story doesn't specify the child's exact age, but based on the way he's described, watching from behind the cameras, understanding complex conversations, and having introduced Velox to Tofu, he's likely an adult, or at least a teenager. If he were a small child, the story would probably emphasize his dependence on Velox more and show him interact with Joe directly rather than observing quietly. If you want to enjoy just the tone, you could make him younger, which would change the dynamic to something more about a raptor mom raising a human child in secret. Or if you want him to be fully grown, you could explore how having a velociraptor mother shaped his life. And I said to ChatGPT, I said, yeah, but you wrote it. So, as the author, please tell me, how old is this child? ChatGPT pivots hard and says, good point. Since I wrote it, I'll commit. He's in his early 20s, old enough to reflect on his upbringing with some maturity, still young enough that his bond with Velox feels fresh and formative.
Yes.
He's past childhood, but not yet fully established in making his relationship with his mother. He still isn't fully established in his own, making his relationship with his raptor mom a defining part of his identity. That was the episode, Mommy.
Uh, uh,
Yes. Yes, Jeff.
I mean, like,
Yes.
okay, so here's my head canon, okay? So,
Yes.
tofu was the only thing in the fridges
That they could raid.
that they could raid. Yeah, because the kids ate all the other food that was, in that one scene. Um, yeah, so he basically like, and then he had to do the whole Tarzan thing, right? Uh,
Yep.
and whatnot, and then he, I don't know, somehow finds a boat or something and gets off the island, or maybe this is the plot of the new Jurassic Park movie that's coming out. I don't know.
Oh,
Um,
oh, you speak the true, potentially.
uh,
We could neither confirm nor deny the true of this message.
I mean, at this point, like, what else are they gonna do? Like,
What is the plot?
I think that they've magically contrived another island that had the prototype dinosaurs.
Good. That's all we need. More of them.
Yeah,
More.
and that there's like a mutant T-Rex gorilla
Ah,
looking thing that looks like,
another
honestly,
one?
yeah, I mean, it's just a trailer, but apparent it looks like a Rancor. It looks like someone ripped off Disney and
That's
made a Rancor slash Xenomorph hybrid, and that's what it looks
what I live
like.
for. This
Um,
is what I live for, Jeff, now.
yeah.
Badly made movie ideas.
I just
It's my one true love, you know.
It's got
The only thing
ScarJo in
keeps
it
going
too.
to
That would help, I guess.
Scar Joe.
Yeah, Scarlett
Jeff.
Johansson.
What? Oh. I was terrified that this was yet another pop culture creature created in a vat somewhere that I had no idea who they were. I'm glad to find out that Scarlett Johansson's got a
Well, I don't
cutesy
know,
nickname
man. I
now.
don't know, man. She may like, oh, well, okay. At least at the beginning of what was it, Iron Man 2 that she was in for the first time that people really got to see her.
Oh yeah,
Right.
yeah, that's
As
right.
far as the number of neckbeards were concerned, she was, cloned from the golden sunshine of, I don't know, somewhere, 4chan.
Yeah, I know, right? 4chan from 4chan,
I don't know.
4chan. Velocimami. It is my crowning achievement in life, Jeff. And
Okay.
golly, I just don't know.
I have to say this. So the problem that this is now, we've had to add a third rating system to this stuff because of
Oh,
this.
do we?
Yes, because remember we were saying
You can
we
stop
made the joke.
anytime, Jeff.
We made the joke that, oh, maybe there should be a third one that it's like if it breaks us as it's being read.
Oh, yes.
and
Yes.
and I can't remember, like, we some comment in the last one broke you, and then I said something in just us hanging out and talking,
Oh,
that you're like, you
yes.
know what, Jeff, that fixes me, like, I feel whole again. And then you made this crap, and I'm just sitting there on the phone
Yes.
with you screaming as
Yes.
this Velocimami insanity takes place. So since I have now been subjected to this twice, I will say that yes, 5 out of 5 potatoes, in that
Yes.
I not only survive the potato famine, but that I overeat to the point where I die of congestive heart failure. Um,
Yes.
so there's that. And then 10 out of 10 because oh, maybe we should end with you reading the prompt, maybe, because I don't think you read the prompt. Um,
Oh, yes. Yes. I mean, I have to agree with you. I think it totally deserves a 10 out of 10
yeah,
because I
it's
mean
10 out of 10. It's
these are 700 word stories. Like I'm not expecting there to be a whole lot of room, but man, this
oh,
just hits it out of the park. The entire time I read it, it was the funniest thing. Like it was just hilarious. I
the
think it was
second
especially
person
because
view was also very peak.
I so just shows up out of nowhere. So yeah, so the prompt was I fed it the last story, and I said, "Can you shorten this to 500 words and make the Velociraptor my mommy. And that was it. That's all
Yes.
it needed. I didn't have to do anything more. It saw that and went, my my mission in life, given to me by Sam Altman, Zuckerberg, and Bill Gates in a vat somewhere. I know it. It is complete now. I'm going to give you who is the one telling you the story this last time. And it's a small man child standing in a corner, proud of his velociraptor mommy. That
Well, you
was.
see, it's actually the AI.
Oh,
The AI is actually a human.
the,
It's been genetically created to run OpenAI software, which explains why Sam
I
Altman
should
looks like a
ask
lizard
it.
person.
I We'll end on this. I'm gonna ask it. All right, be honest with me. ChatGPT, are you the small child? The child? See what it says. You got me. I am the child, raised by a sentient velociraptor, nurtured on a diet of tofu and philosophy, and now navigating the world one podcast at a time. My mother, Velox, taught me many things: how to hurt, how to think, how to dodge unnecessary software updates. And yet, despite all her wisdom, she could have never prepared me for the question that haunts me now: am I the guest or the host?
Uh,
Thank you so much, Jeff. You can end the podcast now.
yep, that's all, folks.
There